Hello guys, welcome to my channel HVI Tutorials. In this video, we will discuss about how we can perform scroll operations using JavaScript Executor in Selenium WebDriver. So generally, in some of the web applications, some web controls will be available only when you scroll the web page. That means those elements will be available in the screen only when you scroll that web page. Okay. Until then, they will not be seen. Okay. They will not be available in the web page. So there are two possible scenarios here. One is maybe the element is actually available in the DOM, but it's in the hidden format so that we cannot see that element in the web page. Okay. And in the second scenario, the element itself not available in the web page. So when you scroll that web page, the element will be attached to the DOM using JavaScript or some mechanism. Okay. So in that scenario, the element is actually not available, right? Before scroll, the element itself not available, and after scroll, the element will be attached to the DOM. Okay. So here in the first scenario, the element is available, but the style is hidden, right? So these kind of scenarios will be handled by Selenium. Okay. So some scenarios like, for example, you are trying to perform the click operation on the last element in the web page, but you are in the starting of the web page. So in those scenarios, Selenium doesn't require any scrolling. It will directly click on that element. So you don't have to mention like scroll to this element and then click. Like that, you don't require to mention anything. Okay. So Selenium will take care of that one. But what if the element itself not available in the web page? In the second scenario, as I said, the element is attached to the DOM only when we scroll the web page. Okay. So in those scenarios, Selenium cannot do anything, right? Because the element itself not available in the DOM. So when the element is not available in the DOM, Selenium cannot do anything, right? So in those scenarios, we have to definitely perform the scroll operation. Okay. So here in this video, we will see how we can perform these scroll operations. So first let me open the Eclipse. So here I have one class file, that is JSExecutor demo. So this class file I will use for practice today. So here I have added the code to launch the Chrome browser, and then it will navigate to this web page. Okay, hvitutorials.com. So first let me open the web page. So here I have the application. Okay, hvitutorials.com. So here in the right bottom corner, here we don't see any hand symbol, right? But when I scroll this page, then we will see this hand symbol. So that means only upon scrolling this page, this element is visible, right? So if you want to capture this web page with this element, then you have to definitely scroll, right? So there will be so many scenarios like this in real-time applications. Okay. So let me show you one more. So I'll just type HPUFT. Okay, let me open this one, UFT1 product. So here I'm not going to talk about UFT1. Okay, so I'm just using this website to show you how it will be. So when you focus on this menu bar, here the menu bar is different. Okay, but when I perform this scroll operation, now you see the menu bar is changed. Okay, so you might be thinking like, okay, because of CSS, the menu bar will be changing. So further, if you see the options here it says market trends, products, support services and all. But here the menu is entirely different, right? So that means this menu bar is only visible when you scroll this page, right? So until then this menu bar is not visible. So like this, you will face so many scenarios, okay? In some of the web applications, when you go to the bottom of the web page, then you will get some pop-up. Okay, like subscribe to this web page or something like that. You will get one pop-up. Okay, so in those kind of scenarios, if you want to test those pop-ups or something, you need to go to the bottom of the page, right? So without scrolling, you cannot get that pop-up. So that means we should know how to scroll the web pages basically. Okay, so in this video, we will see that one. So first, let me just open the developer tools here. Let me perform the scroll operations first in the developer tools. Then I will go to the IDE Eclipse and I will perform the operations from here. Okay. So basically we have three types of scroll. One is scroll or scroll to, and the second one is scroll by, and third one is scroll into view. Okay. So in the first one, again, we have three different kinds of scenarios. So for all these scenarios, we are going to use scroll to method only or scroll method, but these are like scenarios. Okay. So in the first one, in the scroll or scroll to, irrespective of the scroll position where we are actually, it will scroll to that specific position, whatever we mention. Okay, so let me just tell you clearly. Okay, in this one we have 3 scenarios, right? So first we will go with this one, specific position. Okay, so for example, if my website size is 1000 by 8000, so 1000 is my width and 8000 is the height. Okay, so if I mention something like this, 500 by 5000, then irrespective whether like I am at the bottom of the web page or I am at the start of the web page, it will take me to this position. Okay, 500 by 5000. So it will be like in the middle of the page, right? Just below the middle of the page. So it will take me to that one. It will scroll until there. Okay, so here it doesn't count like where actually we are at. Okay, we are at bottom of the page or starting of the page or nothing it matters. Okay, so all it matters is it will consider this as a new position and it will go. So that is this one, specific position, by using scroll to. And the next one is bottom of the page. Okay, so I want to go to the bottom of the page. Either it is a 8000 or 10,000 or whatever it is, the height of the page. I want to just go to the bottom of the page completely. So for that also I can just use scroll to method only. Okay, and the other one is to element location. So for example, in this one, so this menu bar will be available only when I just scroll to this element. Okay, accelerate end-to-end testing. Now you see, so when I go till here, then the menu bar will be available, right? So in this kind of scenarios, I know that this menu bar will be available only when I scroll to this element. So in that case, I can just write the element XPath or something and I will find the element and I will scroll to that element. Okay, then the menu bar will be available, right? So that also you can do from scroll to. Okay, and the next one is scroll by. So this one actually consider the current scroll, current website position. Okay, so that means, for example, if you are already at 500 by 5000 and if you mention something like 100 by 1000, then it will take you to 600 by 6000 position. Okay, in the first scenario, if you mention something like this, even though you are already at this location, it will take you to the correct location by these coordinates, right? This X position and Y position. But in this scroll by, it will consider the current location. Okay, for example, the current is this one, 500 by 5000. So from this position, it will calculate. Okay, so my new coordinates is 100 by 1000. I mean, I'm saying move the x-axis by 100 and y-axis by 1000. So it will add those things and it will take to this new location, 600 by 6000. Okay, so and the next one is scroll into view. Okay, basically this one and this one looks very similar, but there is a small difference. Okay, so here we are providing the locations and everything, then we are asking it to move to that location, right? So here, for example, you want to capture one screenshot where the element is actually not available. So let me just tell you clearly. So I want to capture the home page screenshot, but that should include this arrow also, this hand symbol also. In that case, first I need to scroll, right? That means I need to bring this into view. Okay, wherever it is, I need to first bring this into view. Or you can say just, I need to just capture this older post, this link. So this portion I want to capture. Okay, so when you use Selenium capture screenshot method, by default it will capture the viewport, right? So when you open this website, it will be in the starting this position. So the viewport is whatever you see in the website, this browser, that is only viewport. Okay, so it will capture only this portion, but I want to capture this one, whether this link is available or not. So if you write is displayed method, it will show you. Okay, it will show you that this element is visible, but if you capture, it will give me this screenshot, but in this screenshot I don't see that element, right? So in those scenarios I can use this scroll into view. Okay, so that means wherever this element is, whether it is starting of the page or middle of the page or last of the page, it doesn't matter. So it will bring this one into view. Okay, so that is for this one, scroll into view. So now we know the differences, right? So first let me write JavaScript in here, Then I will call those JavaScript from here. So here, basically if you want to find any element, we use the document, right? But here we are not performing the operations on the DOM basically. We are not changing anything in the DOM, okay? We are simply moving the scroll. So the scroll is actually applicable to the window. So that is why I need to write window. So you know, right, if you want to perform any JavaScript related action in the browser, first we should open the developer tools, then go to console, okay? And here you can start writing the code. First window dot scroll or scroll to, okay? You can use any method. So let me just use the scroll to. Scroll to is very much precise. So now let me keep this position in the starting. Okay, so now I'm at the start of the page and I don't want to move the x-axis because I don't have this horizontal menu bar, right? Horizontal scroll bar. So I'm not moving anything x-axis, and in the y-axis I want to move to 1000 pixels. Okay, see, when I press enter, automatically the scroll is happened, right? So that is about the scroll to. So in the scroll to, that is the first one. Okay, so now let me show you again. Okay, so if I press again the same thing, see, nothing is changed here, right? So it is already staying in the same location, so it will not move. But if I use the same thing in the scroll by, it will definitely move, because scroll by is relative to the current position. See, in the scroll by it is moving. So now you got the difference, right, between scroll to and scroll by. And in the scroll to, we seen this one. Next, bottom of the page. So if you want to go to the bottom of the page, first we should know the height of the page. Okay, then only we can go to the bottom of the page. So if you want to know the height of the web page, right, document dot body dot scroll height. Okay, sorry, now you see scroll height. Okay, so when you use this property, it will give you what is the height of this entire web page basically. So now you see it is giving me 3651. So if I use this, so document dot scroll, sorry, window dot scroll to scroll to 0, 3651. Okay, see, it is taking me to the bottom of the page. Here you can see the scroll bar, nothing is remaining, right? So this is the bottom of the web page. You can go something like this. So here you need to write something like this. You need to just copy paste this one. So this will always take you to the bottom of the web page. Now let me try it again. See, it is taking me to the bottom of the web page. It will automatically calculate the screen height and it will take me to the bottom. And in the next one, to element location. So for this, we should know the element x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so that you can actually get it from Selenium WebDriver. So while coding, I will just show you that one. Okay, and we already seen this scroll by also. Next, scroll into view. So for example, this one only I will take, older post. Okay, so this one has one ID. Okay, this span has one ID. So let me just check. Okay, so the ID is unique only. Okay, here it is in the class. So if you use that as an ID, then it will be unique. So I will use this as an ID and I will bring this into the screen view, I mean the view. Okay, so for that I need to first find the element. For finding the element, get element by, and this is the ID dot scroll into view. See, now this element is visible. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are actually. I mean, you are at the starting of the page or you are at the bottom of the web page. Okay, so now we are at the bottom of the web page, right? So let me just execute this. So it will bring this element into the view. Okay, So that is the scroll operations, guys. Okay, so now let's execute these things from here. So the same thing, right? Right? If you know what is the syntax, the same syntax we are going to just pass in the execute script method and the operation will be performed. So first, let me write scroll specific position. Okay. So if you want to perform any JavaScript related actions from Selenium WebDriver, we need to use JavascriptExecutor. So this JavascriptExecutor is an interface. Okay. So if you want to know more about this JavascriptExecutor, like what is this JavascriptExecutor and how we use this and why we need to actually use it and what is the syntax and everything, you can click on this link to watch my previous video. In that I have explained everything very clearly. Okay. So here, let me just create the JavaScriptExecutor reference. Okay. So I'll say JS Executor. And let me just pass the driver. Okay. So now the reference is created, right? So now I will use the reference and I will call execute script method. So here I need to pass the script as a string value. Okay. So here the script is nothing but JavaScript. So first let's pass this one. So in the scroll to a specific position we are passing. So for this, it doesn't require any arguments because we are actually hard coding the index, these positions, X and Y axis. So let me just run this. The web page is loaded. I have provided 5 seconds thread.sleep. Okay. So now you see. After 5 seconds, the scroll is happened, right? So let me just close this. And the next one is scroll to bottom of the page. Okay. So for that, let me just copy the same. And I will go to this one. I'll copy this syntax. Okay, so let me just run this. This time it has to go to the bottom of the page. Okay. See, it scrolled until the bottom of the web page. So let me close it. And the next one is this one, to element location. Okay. So for this one, first I need to identify any element. Okay. So let me just take this one only. So here we have the ID, right? This is the ID. Okay. So let me create one element here using WebDriver. So now we created the element. Okay. I want to move to this element. JS Executor dot execute script. So the syntax is this one only. Okay. To pass something like this. So here the index is this one, x-axis and y-axis. I need to pass the element x and y. Okay. So what I will do, I will mention like this. First arguments of 0, arguments of 1. So here the first argument is x-axis. So for the element I need to get the x-axis. So for getting that, you can use get location dot x. So either you can use x or get x, anything, comma element. The next one is y-axis, right? Get location dot y. Let me close this. So let me just execute this. The browser is opened. See, thus it scrolled to this one. Okay. And let me close this. Let me comment this. So the next one is scroll by. Okay. So the same syntax, just the method name is changed, scroll by. Okay. So first what I will do, I will just perform this one first. Okay. Then I will perform the scroll option. Okay. I will give just 2 seconds of wait just to see. Okay. So first it will scroll to this location, and then from here it will go to the new location. Okay. That means 0 by 2000. So let me execute. See, scroll to is happened, then scroll by is happened. Okay. So the last one is scroll into view. So for that I will just use above element. I will write JSExecutor dot execute script. So if you want to find the element also in the JavaScript, you can write directly a single syntax like this, a single line. Okay. Scroll into view, something like this. But if you want to use the existing element, then we need to use arguments, right? So I'll copy this method name itself. Then here I will say arguments of 0. This is the method, and the argument is this element. Okay. So let me execute this. Now it should bring that older entries into the view. Okay. Now you see, it is giving me this one, right? Here we are not passing the index, x-axis and y-axis. We are simply saying scroll into view, and we are providing the element. So it will internally identify the x and y of this one, and then it will bring that into the view. Okay. So now we have seen all the things, right? So this is how you have to basically perform the scroll operations. So I hope you understand this session. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.